Hello guys and welcome back. My name is PhD Hero Josh and today I am bringing you another FIFA 14 Ultimate Team gameplay. Now you may notice that this is actually on the Xbox One, and oh my god, the Xbox One is some sexy piece of kit. And this video is mainly going to be just a full Ultimate Team gameplay, and if you're interested, there is going to be, obviously, a discussion from me about my first impressions with the Xbox One, how good I found it, and whether or not you should really go and spend a good 400 or plus pounds on the game, depending on accessories you buy for it. Now, there will be an unboxing video out on my channel at some point. I'm not too sure when, as at the moment I'm still downloading Titanfall, which is 16 gig, and it has been going for quite a while, and it has only done 70% odd, so it's taken about all night to do it and a little bit longer, and it is still going, so that is a real pain. But on to the good stuff. The Xbox One, I bought the Titanfall bundle from Game, so game.co.uk, with FIFA 14, and I'm really impressed with the service that I received. Game are an amazing company, and they said that it would be 1 day delivery, and I was like, yeah, that's a load of bollocks. It's not going to come in 1 day, and lo and behold, ordered it on Tuesday and it came on Thursday, which is 1 day, because I had ordered it Tuesday night past the time that they dispatch orders. Really fast dispatch, and it came to me pretty fast. And I've got to say, like, the Xbox One, when I first loaded it up, I was shocked. Like, it is just so nice. The interface, the dashboard. I've got the dashboard loaded up to the left of me, and it just looks so good. It's a lot like Windows 8, which, you know, is understandable, but it is really nice. And I do want to make a quick note on the gameplay that this was my third ever game of FIFA. I did an offline match, well, half an offline match. I ended up quitting, and then I played a game of head-to-head before this, and this was my first ever Ultimate Team game on Xbox One. So you know, take that into consideration. This is only my first couple of games on FIFA, and I was still getting used to the new controller, which is very different, but overall it's really good. It is really good. I'm going to kind of get into the controller first. The controller it's cool. It really is nice. It's a nice change from the 360, and you know, there's a definite upgrade needing to happen with the 360 controller. The main issue I have with it did look quite ugly towards the end of it, like towards the end of the lifespan. Once we had seen the Xbox One controller, it does look really out of place, and they really have done a great job on redesigning it. I like the new A, B and X buttons, which don't have, well, they aren't all green or all blue or whatever. They're just one colour. They're all black, and then the button, the letter itself on the button is actually the colour of the button, so it does make it look a lot nicer, look a lot more sleek. Now I will actually just grab the Xbox One controller just so I don't get anything wrong. I've got it in my hand now, and you know, it is, just dropped it, it is really nice. And you've obviously got, like, the only differences really to the 360, the major differences, is there's no start and back button anymore. It is the contextual button, I believe, and the select button, which lets you do a lot of features, brings up menus in game, and the guide button is slightly more above them two buttons themselves. But overall, the best thing about the controller, I think, is the D-pad. The new D-pad is really nice, and you can hear it clicking. And these are the buttons clicking. It just sounds so much nicer than the 360. And to hold it, the only issue I have with it when holding it is the shoulder buttons. So RB and LB, them two there, they are really hard to press because they're actually right above the trigger, whereas on the 360 there's a little gap between the trigger and the RB button. Have a look at your controller now and you'll see what I mean. And this makes it really difficult to play because I keep hitting the wrong part of the trigger, and it won't actually do anything. And you might see it a few times in this gameplay where I'm not switching players because I completely, you know, just forget to hit the button. And it is different. Also, the RT and LT, they're now rumble triggers, which means there's vibration in them. I haven't witnessed that yet. And they are also curved at the side, so it's not just a skinny trigger, it's kind of got a curve on it on the edge, which means you can grip your fingers better. And it is really nice, although it is just taking a lot of time to adjust to it. I've had the Xbox One for about 24 hours, and I've only ever played 3 games of FIFA. I've never played anything else on it, so I haven't really had too much experience gaming with it. But from what I've seen from FIFA, like EA, you have pulled it out the bag of next-gen FIFA. It is so much better than the 360 version. There's no freezing. It's really smooth. Obviously it's 60 FPS. The graphics are incredible. I am so shocked with the graphics. I literally couldn't believe it when I saw how good the graphics were on this, and it's blown me away of how good it is. So big shout out to EA with this. Really nice game. It's pretty much the same game, guys. You know, I would say if you can afford it, definitely get Xbox One with FIFA if you're a big FIFA fan, because this is a completely different game. This is not FIFA 14 that you've been playing for the past 5 or 6 months. This is just a different game. It's in a different category. It's not even on the same level as any other FIFA, and it is just so beautiful, and I absolutely am in love with it. I'm sure there'll be more FIFA videos to come, but the actual console itself, as I said, really have enjoyed it. What I got with it, if you're interested, you get a month's Xbox Live and a 14-day trial with the Titanfall bundle. Really good. Anything that's been an issue, the only issue that I would say that has really been a massive issue is installing games. Now, installing games on the Xbox One is a massive problem, and I think Microsoft hopefully will fix this, because if you didn't know, they either take a long time to install, they try and do too many things at once, and it just clogs it up, and it ends up queuing the download for a lot. And when I was trying to install FIFA last night, bearing in mind I got this at 4 o'clock, I had to do the initial updates, which took to about 5 o'clock. So by like 6 o'clock, I was on the Xbox, I had the dashboard loaded up. What you have to do is you have to put the disc into your disc drive, the Blu-ray drive, and that was a very close chance there actually in the game. I'm not playing this live, by the way, but you have to put it in, and then it will start installing like it would on the 360, but that was optional on the 360. On the Xbox 360 you didn't have to install your games, but I always used to do it because if it ever got scratched or laser burn, it would still work. So on Xbox One it is now a must have, and the reason for this, and it's a very valid reason, is that the games are so good on next gen or Xbox One that they need more space, and they need to actually take your hard drive rather than the Blu-ray disc itself. And you can't just go home and play a game instantly from your disc like you used to be able to. You do have to go through the process of installing it, which sounds okay. Now, I'm not going to tell you the solution straight away, but when you first try to install, it will come out with like FIFA 14 needs an update, or whatever game you're playing, Battlefield 4 needs an update, and then you'll press yes, because that's just kind of the natural thing to do. And what it will do then is it will try to install the game to your hard drive while patching it, or doing the update for the game, which doesn't work. And it keeps queuing, it gets stuck, it takes forever. Like in half an hour it did about 3%, and that was just installing the game to my hard drive, because every time it found an update it would stop. So it'd be stopping every couple of seconds, and it would be dreadful. And I was like, what the hell's going on, you know, this is really buggy. And the actual reason behind it is you need to turn off the Wi-Fi. You need to do the installation first and then do the patch. So every time you get a new game you need to disconnect your Wi-Fi, boot up your Xbox One, because obviously the always online policy was scrapped. You need to boot up your Xbox One without Xbox Live, so you're not signed in, and then you need to install the game, which takes all of 5 minutes. Like, it literally installed a percent a second. It was so fast. Whereas with, you know, doing it from the internet, it wasn't even doing a percent in like 10 minutes. So that's a pro tip there on installing games, and that overall is the worst feature that I've used so far on Xbox One. It is a terrible feature, and it just isn't working at the moment. I think it can be fixed, and it is very effective actually. Installing games isn't that bad, and it's something that I always recommend people to do, because if your games get broken, then they're never going to work. And now that they make you do it, like, there's no option to do it, it's good, and I think that is a good idea. But there is as I said, that is the main bug that I've come across. I haven't really had any other issues with the Xbox One, apart from on my TV it actually gives me eye strain really badly. I was playing FIFA earlier, and I used to play FIFA on that TV, FIFA 14 on that TV a couple of months ago, and I have been playing on a 22-inch monitor. So bearing in mind I've switched between the TVs because I need to get game sound out of my TV, because I don't have a working headset for the Xbox One yet, which lets me listen to game sound. But anyway, the issue was that I was looking at the screen, and I had my glasses on that I have to use anyway to be able to see properly, and after a while my eyes were like stinging like hell. They were like almost burning in my eyes. Like, it was really weird, but it was so hurt. Oh god, it was really painful, and I had to actually look away for a second just to better kind of gather myself. And that had never happened to me before. And I don't know if it's, I mean, it's kind of because the graphics are so good that there's so much detail on the screen that my eyes were just going crazy. And I did actually turn down my backlighting on my TV, so it's not quite as bright in my face anymore, because brightness like that, just, I cannot deal with that. And it, you know, it just really is not nice. But apart from that, like, it's just great. It's really great. I would advise getting it. As I said, I haven't tested out Titanfall yet. All I've done is played FIFA. Apps wise, there's a lot of apps on the Xbox One, as you know, YouTube, Twitch. There's a really cool feature with Twitch actually that I want to go over. Twitch in general, I haven't used it yet, but you can broadcast from Twitch. You can live stream directly from Twitch, so it's like pretty much like the PS4, where you can just live stream from your PS4 to Twitch TV. You can broadcast to Twitch. I don't know if you can broadcast anywhere else, but it will show any of your friends who are broadcasting when they're online. It won't just say like playing Xbox, playing Minecraft or whatever. It will say broadcasting Minecraft, and it is really cool. So you can it has a little thing saying like 0 broadcasting. If someone's broadcasting, you can go directly to their Twitch account, I believe, and watch them live streaming. I would have thought. I haven't seen them on live streaming yet, but that's a really cool feature that you can live stream off of it. So if you do have a decent internet connection that can stand to play online or whatever, or just to play a story game, then you can stream it on Twitch TV and do a live stream, which is awesome. And I think it's really good that they're trying to implement more social stuff into the Xbox. And as for it being a home entertainment system, it does that perfectly. It really is a very good home entertainment system. You can obviously get the apps that you used to be able to get, like Netflix and YouTube. I only have Netflix, YouTube and Twitch installed at the moment, so I haven't really explored the apps fully. There is also a built-in game DVR, which is basically a PVR, which is kind of what I use. I use an Elgato. I use an external capture card to get my gameplay. I don't use the in-game one. And the reason for that is the only issues with the in-game one is it's limited to 5 minutes, and I believe the PS4 is 15. So it's really either one you get. If you're doing videos like this, you just cannot do them. Or if you're recording mass amounts of footage in one session, you're not going to be able to capture much. So there is a built-in game DVR. If you want to record some clips under 5 minutes long, you can say Xbox and then record that. Luckily I've got my Kinect turned off, or it would actually start responding to me. But yeah, it's, you know, you can record your gameplay. So if you haven't got an Elgato, if you want to get clips and save it to your SkyDrive, you could probably put them together and download them from the internet, I believe, and put them onto YouTube. But I haven't really experimented with that, and I probably won't at all, because there's no need, as I spent £130 on an external capture card to capture my 360 footage. Now, moving on, the Kinect 2.0 is amazing. It is really good, and I was a bit curious when buying this, like, what is the point? I don't want the Kinect. I'm never going to use it. It's terrible. I don't want it. You know, I'm paying an extra, probably about £100 really is how much it would be worth if they took it out, so it'd probably go down in price. But I really just have not, I overlooked the Kinect, and it is great. Like all the commands that you can use, you can turn it off as well. So if you don't want it to listen to you, or you don't want to use it in game, which I don't personally want to use it in a game because it can get quite annoying, you say Xbox, it will come up with a little menu, and then it will give you a list of commands that you can possibly use, and then you can find more. And you can say like Xbox user code, and then it will come up saying like scan your QR code, which is the code you get with a lot of DLC from shops and stuff, and that's how I redeem my Titanfall code. You hold it up to the camera, it literally in less than a second it is scanned it through, saves you entering the 25-digit number, and it will say, do you want to purchase this? And then press confirm, and it will be your game. And that is one of the best features that I found, because entering them digits can be a pain in the arse, and it's just ease of access. You can obviously turn the Xbox on just by saying Xbox on. I don't personally use the Kinect all the time. I will turn it off when playing games, because on FIFA you can say substitution or formation, and you can change it, but I find that more annoying than anything. I don't use it as a mic. I probably will test it out as a mic and see what it sounds like on the other end at some point, because you can use it as a mic, and apparently it is really good. So it is a great idea, and I'm glad that they've actually included it as a permanent thing. Like, it's not optional. You have to have it, and it's a fixed thing into the console. You know, you can't actually just not buy it with Kinect. And if you don't want the Kinect sensor, you can probably sell it on eBay, whatever you want to do, but I personally just keep it on most of the time. When I'm on my dashboard or when I'm watching a film, I'll keep it on. It's nice to have there, and when you're trying to enter codes and stuff, it can be quite helpful to actually have a Kinect sensor there. And my computer just turned off then, that was kind of weird, but it's brilliant. Basically, overall, the Xbox One, would I say to buy it? Yes. Is it better than 360? It's a million times better. Until you've actually played it, like, bearing in mind this gameplay on here is only 30 FPS. You know, I can't get it to be in 60, which is what the true gameplay is. And this is only 720, which is what the Xbox plays in, but I play in 1080, so it does look a lot nicer on my screen compared to yours. This doesn't look much different to current gen FIFA, to be honest. So you kind of got to take that into account. But if you do go around a friend's house, which I would recommend, or anyone you know who has an Xbox One, or at least to try it out in the store, you will know how much different it is, and it really is worth the amount of money that it costs. It costs $400, which is a lot. The PS4, you know, is the same price with the game, and then you don't get the Kinect either with that. So yeah, it's worth it. Definitely go ahead and buy it, guys, and I can guarantee you just will not be disappointed. Now, that's the end of the video to that point, but what I do want to talk about quickly is I won't be recording any more Xbox 360 games. I wouldn't have thought. At the moment, I'm going to be focusing on Titanfall and FIFA on Xbox One. I might go back and record some more Black Ops 2, but from now on, I'm probably going to be mainly on the Xbox One and occasionally going back to 360 to play games. But once I get more games for the Xbox One, there's going to be Trials Fusion, Battlefield 4, FIFA, you know, there's going to be loads of games to look, and eventually I just will not be playing 360 anymore, as, you know, this console is so much better, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Also, it doesn't make very much noise, which is great, and I think, to be honest guys, that's pretty much the end of the gameplay itself. And I mean, is it much different? Yeah, it's different. It's a different console. It does take a while to adjust to, and I still haven't fully adjusted to, you know, all the new controller, how FIFA feels, because everything does feel a lot different. It obviously is 30 frames higher, which, you know, is comparing it to PC, it's actually very good. The specs of this machine, it would be a very high-end PC, you know. This thing is a very good machine for the price that you're paying for it. You know, it is £410, but at the end of the day, you probably couldn't build a computer that would be this good for £410. You wouldn't be able to build a computer that would better play games in this good quality. I mean, obviously FIFA isn't on Ignite on current gen or PC, so yeah, the EA Sports Ignite engine is amazing, and I'm probably going to play myself some more FIFA in a minute, as I've been loving it. It's just so much fun. But if you have enjoyed this video guys, then do leave a like and comment down below. I'll try to get more videos out as soon as possible, but at the moment I'm still in that current phase, like the honeymoon phase of the Xbox One, and I want to kind of get my hands on it more and just play more. So videos for the next week may not be daily, but anyway, that's been me guys, been PJHD. I hope you enjoyed my first impressions video of the Xbox One, and I will see you next time for another video. Goodbye.